decades, you've been sold a lie, a big one, that success is all about grit, about pushing harder, about having more willpower than the next person. Well, this explainer is here to tear that entire idea to the ground. We're talking about a completely radical way to look at your goals, one that has nothing to do with how strong you feel and everything to do with cold, hard design.
Let's just put it bluntly. Relying on willpower is for losers. This idea that you just need to be stronger is a trap, and it's why so many people fail. The world's top performers, they're not stuck in some constant, draining mental war with their own impulses. No way. They've just been smart enough to engineer a world around them where those bad impulses can't even get a foot in the door.
So why is trying harder a losing strategy? I mean, it sounds counterintuitive, right? It's because the whole premise is completely flawed. We've been taught to see willpower as this, moral virtue, a measure of our character. But science, actual biology, tells us something totally different. And here is the absolute key to all of this. Willpower is not some abstract idea. It's a real, physical, and most importantly, finite resource. I want you to think of it exactly like the battery on your smartphone. Every single time you force yourself to focus, or you resist eating that junk food, or you ignore that little notification on your screen, you're draining that battery. And just like your phone, by the end of the day, that thing is going to be on 1%.
Okay, so let's dive into the neuroscience here. Let's see how this mental breakdown actually happens inside your brain. Why is it so incredibly easy to stick to your diet at 8 in the morning, but by 8 at night, it feels borderline impossible? The answer isn't a lack of character, trust me. It's just simple brain chemistry.
The fancy scientific name for this whole draining battery concept is ego depletion. And the theory is pretty straightforward. All your acts of self-control, and I mean all of them, from resisting a donut to holding your tongue in a frustrating meeting, they all draw from the exact same limited pool of energy. So when that pool runs low, your ability to exert any more self-control is severely, severely damaged. Failure becomes almost inevitable.
So how does this actually play out in your head? Well, you've got your prefrontal cortex. Think of it as the CEO of your brain. It handles all the big picture stuff, like long-term planning and impulse control. But here's the catch. That CEO is a gas guzzler. It runs on a specific fuel, glucose. And every single decision you make, no matter how small, from what shirt to wear to deciding not to check your phone, burns that fuel. As your glucose levels plummet throughout the day, your prefrontal cortex just loses power. And by evening, you are biologically defenseless against your more primitive, dopamine-chasing lizard brain. And this whole process leads to something you've definitely felt: decision fatigue. It's the reason judges are statistically way less likely to grant parole later in the day. It's why you are so much more likely to just give in and order a pizza after a long, stressful day at work. Your brain is just too tired to make the hard, smart choice, so it defaults to the easy one, every time. So this table lays out the two paths you can take, crystal clear. On the left, you've got the willpower-centric approach. It demands constant, high-energy mental effort. It's unreliable, it fades, and it always leads to burnout. But the system-centric approach on the right, it's low effort because it's basically automated. It's reliable, it's sustainable, and it is built for long-term success because it doesn't care how motivated you feel on a random Tuesday morning. Okay, so if willpower is the problem, then what in the world is the solution? This is where we pivot. We completely flip the script. Instead of trying to change our internal resolve, which is a losing battle, we become architects. We change the world around us so that the right choice becomes the easiest choice.
And this brings us to this incredibly powerful idea called choice architecture. It's all about consciously, deliberately designing the way choices are presented to you. See, it's not about banning the bad options, it's about making the good options so ridiculously easy and obvious that you just naturally drift right toward them.
As the author James Clear says, environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. We so often feel like we're just victims of our surroundings, But this is a powerful reminder that you have the power to stop being a victim and start being the architect of your own world.
You want to see a perfect, real-world example of this in action? Just check out this study from Massachusetts General Hospital. They wanted to improve the eating habits of thousands of people, staff, visitors, you name it. And their method? They didn't hand out a single flyer, they didn't give one lecture, in fact, they didn't talk to a single person. So here's what they did. It was so simple, it's almost genius. Originally, the most convenient refrigerators, the ones right there at the checkout, were filled only with soda. The researchers just added bottled water to those fridges.
Then, for good measure, they placed some extra baskets of bottled water next to the food stations around the cafeteria. And that's it. No signs, no pleading, just a tiny change in the architecture.
And the results were, well, they were stunning. In just 3 months, soda sales dropped by over 11%, while water sales shot up by nearly 26%. This proves such a profound point. A simple change to the environment was way more effective than trying to change the willpower of thousands of individual people. Okay, so that's the theory. How do we take this and actually apply it to our own lives? Well, it's time to learn how to weaponize your environment. And the key concept here, the big idea, is one simple, powerful thing: friction.
This entire playbook is governed by 2 really simple laws. For the good habits you want to build, your job is to become an engineer of ease. You decrease the friction. You make them as simple and as seamless as humanly possible. But for the bad habits, you become an architect of annoyance. You increase the friction. You add as many steps and obstacles as you can to make them a total pain to actually do.
Let's make this super practical. Let's say you want to play fewer video games. Okay, so after you play, don't just turn the console off. Unplug it from the wall. That's one layer of friction. Want more? Put the controllers in a drawer in a totally different room. Still not enough? Put the entire console back in its box and stick it in a closet. All of a sudden, a 2-second impulse now requires 5 minutes of annoying setup. Your natural laziness starts working for you, not against you.
All right, so now we take all these little friction tactics and we elevate them. We forge them into a complete, overarching philosophy for guaranteeing your own success. This is what we call the prison protocol. Yeah, the name is intense and it's supposed to be. The goal is to consciously design an environment that is so ruthlessly focused, so sterile and stripped of every possible distraction, that doing the right thing isn't just the easy option, it's the only option available. You're not being held prisoner by your environment, you're building a prison for your own worst impulses.
The principles are simple, but they are brutally effective. First, sterilize your ecosystem. If you're trying to write, your desk should have a keyboard, a screen, and nothing else, period. Second, create physical barriers. Put your phone in one of those timed lockboxes in another room. It literally can't distract you if you can't reach it. Third, automate the good choices. If you want to eat healthy, your fridge should contain only healthy food. And finally, change the default outcome so that success becomes the path of least resistance.
And this quote just perfectly captures the entire philosophy. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Your grand ambitions, your big dreams, they don't actually determine your success. It's your daily systems, the environment you operate in and day out, that are what ultimately dictate your results. Goals are for planning, sure, but systems are for making progress. So, I'm going to leave you with this challenge. Stop asking yourself how you can be more disciplined. That is the wrong question. Start asking, how can I build an environment where my discipline becomes irrelevant? What if you stopped being just a player in the game and started being the designer of the game itself? What kind of world would you build?